Okay, guys, let us recap this one. This is the third topic in the first unit. Okay, guys, the topic name is system models for distributed and cloud computing. Okay, in this, we will classify them into four groups, guys. We have already discussed about these things. One is cluster, the next one is peer-to-peer network, grids, and the clouds. Okay, let us recap all these things and continue our discussion. A cluster means it's a interconnected standalone computers. The main purpose of this one is sharing the resources, guys. Okay, how these systems are connected with the help of LAN or SAN. Okay, and these in clusters, all the systems are having the same properties. That's why it is called them as homogeneous computers. Homogeneous computers. Okay, if you take two systems from the cluster, they will have the same properties. The main purpose is resource sharing. Okay. The clusters in the previous discussion, these clusters will comes under high performance computing, guys. Nowadays we are not using this high performance computing. Okay, we are going for the high throughput computing like cloud. So the diagram related to the cluster, guys. Here cluster of systems are connected. All of them are homogeneous systems. Okay, the second one is a peer-to-peer network. Second one is peer-to-peer network. Here also they are these peers, we call them as nodes or systems. All of them are interconnected, guys. The main purpose here also resource sharing. Okay, here there is no centralized administrative system, guys. Okay, everyone will act like a server or as well as client, guys. Depending upon the situation, it may vary. Okay, at any point of time, a peer or system can join the network or it may leave the network. There is no fixed networking here in peer-to-peer network. And one more thing, there is no centralized database is also there. Okay, here all the peers are self-organized, guys. Okay, what another away they will organize. There is no dedicated interconnection. Okay, there is no fixed interconnection between the system to system. Okay, it may vary. At any point of time, they can join the network, and at any point of time, they can leave the network. Clear? This is the diagram related to peer. Here, one peer is connected to all the other computers. There is no centralized structure is there, and okay, all of them are self-organized, guys. At any point of time, one system or peer can come to the network, and at any point of time, they can leave us. There is no centralized administration, and there is no central database is also there here in the peer-to-peer network. Okay, here there are two types of peers are there. One is distributed file sharing. Okay, like content sharing. If you want to send the one file, okay, to users, distributed file sharing. Okay, if you want to chat with that, then we can go for the collaborative peer-to-peer network, guys. If you want to chat, messaging, games, all these are interconnected. Those connections are, we call them as a collaborative peer-to-peer. That is, at any point of time, any user can join the game, and at any point of time, they may leave. Likewise, chatting also. Okay, understand, guys? It is just peer-to-peer network, particularly collaborative peer-to-peer network. For content sharing, we use distributed file sharing, guys. It's all about peer-to-peer. Two is over. First is clusters. Second one is peer-to-peer. The third one is data grids, guys. We already discussed about this one. Let us recap this one. Okay, it's a architecture or set of services. Who provides a data grids provides some set of services for individual or group of people. Okay, for accessing or modifying or transferring the content from one system to another system. Okay, here in data grids, guys, the large amount of data will be there. Like Chalas or subject, that is big data. For handling that, we can go for this data grids for a huge amount of data. Okay, if you want to process, then we can go for the data grids, guys. Here also it's a distributed thing, guys. Okay, all the things are not at one place in data grids. Some part is in one location, some part is another location. Likewise, the content will be distributed. Okay, data grids. The best example is teragrids, guys. The best one is teragrids. Okay, how this grid will be formed means it's a collaborative thing from the computers and softwares and the people and the sensor. All together we form a data grids, guys. All together we form data grids. Okay, let us going for the next one. Okay, okay, these grids are formed because of, for suppose, okay, the data grid is at one particular location. All the systems are connected by LAN. Okay, here this data grid is distributed thing, right? Means some data will be at one grid data grid location and some data will be in other data grid location. Those will be connected by a WAN, wide area network, guys. Okay, these data grids will be placed at we can place it one regional one location or national wide or global wise also. Sorry, guys, globally also these grids will be connected. Okay, for you connecting we use LAN or WAN. Okay, LAN means local area network, WAN means wide area network. Local area network for particular place. For suppose, okay, one CRD engineering college, all the systems form a one data grid, means those will be connected by a LAN. And one more, for suppose another CRD college in that another location, for suppose in Chennai, okay, those will be connected by a WAN. Okay, wide area network, guys. Okay, okay, right, clear? Okay, let us go into the discussion related to our cloud. Okay, guys. Okay, it's a cloud. What is meant by cloud, guys? Cloud means it's a pool of virtualized computing resources. Why I'm calling as a virtual means, okay, those will be physically not at our location, but we may use those resources from our location without having those resources physically at your location. For example, guys, okay, for doing one particular project, for doing a particular project, guys, 1 minute, okay, just okay, for doing particular project, guys, you need more processing capabilities. For suppose you need more processing capabilities. For purchasing those processing capabilities like processor, high-end processor, it's cost very high. You are not able to afford that much of amount. Then what you will do is you will go for you will go for what we have to go for. We have to go for those resources from the outside, that is third party location. Third party, we have to go for those from third party location, guys. Okay, and then what we will give, those third party provider will give all the resources to you. Okay, by rental basis. Rental basis, what you can do is just you have to pay rental for those processing capabilities. Okay, here you have to observe one point is that that resource that is processing, that is not there, that is not installed in your local system, but you are able to access those resources from third party location with the help of internet capabilities. Okay, physically that is not existing here, but logically it is existing. You are able to use what it is there, like if it is there, that processor is there in your local system, as it is, like you can enjoy those processing capabilities if you went for the cloud also. Okay, here the main advantage is cost will be reduced, and at any point of time you may release that processing capabilities. At any point of time you can release those capabilities. That's why it is a cost effective one, guys. Okay, how many days you have used, for those days only you have to pay the rental. Okay, the next one is real time. I told you guys, at any point of time you can increase it or we can release those resources. Then the next one is elastic on demand. You can go for the either hardware services from the cloud. You can go for the software services from the cloud. Okay, at dynamically at any point of time you can increase it. At any point of time you can release those resources. Okay, it's a main thing. The cloud is a service oriented platform, guys. Okay, so it provides the different services like platform as a service, infrastructure as a service, okay, software as a service. These are the different services provided from the cloud. It's a service oriented architecture. Okay, it contains huge number of servers and huge number of databases also. Okay, right, not only by you, there are different number of users who are using the cloud services. Okay, understand, guys? Okay, these are the different services from the cloud, guys. Already we have discussed this one. Okay, the first one is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. Next one, the third one is software as a service. Okay, let us go into the discussion about the first one, that is infrastructure as a service. Okay, infrastructure as a service, guys. Okay, here it contains the infrastructure like servers, storage, network, and data centers. Okay, we means it all the related things like hardware. Okay, we will
Bye.
get it from
Bye.
56 meters. Okay, infrastructure means the thing that is visible to your I, like physical things like hardware, like processor, server, storage, networking capabilities, data all the things we can get it if you went for the infrastructure as a service. Okay guys, clear? Okay, if you want any services, okay, like hardware related things, that service we call them as a infrastructure as a service, like storage, server, network and data center capabilities. Okay, right? Clear guys? At any point of time we can request those resources, and at any point of time we can release those resources. It is a dynamic in nature, not a static nature. Data grids is a static one, but coming to this cloud, this is a dynamic one. If I this point you have to remember guys, data grids is a static thing, but cloud is a dynamic thing. At any point of time we can increase it, at any point of time we can reduce the resources. Okay, here one point you have to observe with these guys. Okay, if you went for this any service from the cloud, that is managed by cloud provider, not by you. Okay, no need to take this server, no need to install, no need to okay instances, all the things, that those things can be taken care by cloud provider, not by you guys. If this point you have to remember guys. Okay, this all the managing things can be done by from the cloud side, not from the you side. Okay, understand guys? Clear? Okay, infrastructure as a service is over. From this, these are the different providers that is providing infrastructure as a service guys. One is Amazon Web Services, AWS. Okay, Amazon Web Services, AWS. This is a giant in the cloud computer guys. It will provide all the services. Okay, whatever the service if you want from the cloud, okay, if you went for the Amazon Web Services, it will provide everything guys, like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, it will provide software as a service also, it will provide guys, anything it will provide. That is Amazon Web Services. You can write this provider for everything. Okay, the next one is Azure. I've already told you guys Azure is a product from which one? Okay, anyone?
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Very good guys. Azure is a product from Microsoft. Okay, it will provide the virtual machines. Okay, with this Azure, we are going to access the different processing capabilities from the cloud, or storage capabilities from the cloud, or hardware like networking capabilities. Okay, anything. You can go for the Azure also. AWS means it will provide everything. Okay, it's a giant in the cloud computing. First the cloud provider coming to the picture is AWS. Okay, he is the giant. Nowadays, a lot of companies are moving to the cloud. Okay, understand, guys? Nowadays, everything is going to the cloud only. Okay, why? Because the cost is very less. And one more thing, at any point of time, they can increase the resources, or at any point of time, they can release the resources. Okay, how many days you have used those resources? Those 5 days only you have to pay the rent. Okay, yes, that is the main advantage related to infrastructure as a service. The next one is the platform as a service guys. The next one is platform as a service. Okay, platform means everything guys. Platform means everything. For like suppose it will provide all the hardware resources as well as software resources from the cloud to you, all the hardware resources as well as software resources to you guys. Here if you went for the platform as a service guys, okay, you can get all the things like hardware things as well as software things. Just you can concentrate on only on program writing guys. If you went for the platform as a service, database it will provide, processing capabilities it will provide. Okay, any software things you needed, those will be provided by PAS, platform as a service. Okay, for suppose if you have to go for the database, for that you need software. Okay, those software also provided by platform as a service from the cloud guys. Just what you have to concentrate is you have to concentrate on only program writing guys. No need to worry about anything here. Okay, just you have to code. If you went for the platform as a service, the programmer can only concentrate on program writing. You don't need to concentrate on installations, don't need to concentrate on operating systems, don't need to concentrate on processing capabilities. Okay, installation of databases, initialization of databases, and deployment of after the completion of the project we have to deploy in the net, right? Okay, in server, those things also that is given by platform as a service. Just you have to only concentrate on program writing. Okay, it will provide the runtime environment also for your project also. we are doing one project. Runtime environment also it is provided by PAs, and deployment environment it's provided from the PAs. Just you have to keep cool and calm and execute and write your projects. Understand, guys? Will provide all the APIs, everything, runtime environments, everything it will be provided if you went for the platform as a service. It's a complete one. Okay, guys? But infrastructure means only hardware. But platform as a service means only it will provide the both hardware as well as software from the cloud. Platform as a service providers, guys. And these are the two problem. Okay, lot of things are there. Okay, one is already explained you. Previous one is infrastructure also Azure provides. Like with platform as a service also Microsoft Azure will provide. Okay, Google App Engine also it will provide the platform as a service for the cloud. Platform as a services. Google product, yes. Google App Engine. Okay, right? Okay. Now we have discussed infrastructure as a service. The next one is platform as a service. As we have discussed. Let us go into the software as a service, guys. Software as a service, on-demand software. We call them as a on-demand software. Okay, at any point of time you need the software. If you went for the software as a service, means that the software as a service will provide that. Okay, okay. We have to pay only rentals. We have to pay only rental, guys. But here the software is installed not in your local system, guys. That will be installed in the cloud. This point you have to remember. Okay, at any service that is using from the cloud means that is installed in the cloud side, not at your local side, but it will give the impression that that is as it is installed in your local system, but actually it won't be installed in your local system. That is there in the cloud provider. With the help of internet and browsing capabilities, we are using those services from cloud, but it will give the impression that that is there in your local system. Understand, guys? Likewise, the software as a service also it will provide the softwares on demand. Okay, from the third party, that is cloud provider. Okay, from this one you can use those softwares on rental basis. On rental basis, guys. Okay, for suppose normally for suppose you have 100 systems, guys. Okay, in your company. Okay, you are not using the software as a service. Okay, you have purchased one software that is installed in 100 systems. Okay, one update came. What would you do? Just you have to individually go to the each and every system. You have to install those software in each and every individual system. But guys, if you went for the software as a service, guys, the software is installed in the cloud, guys. The cloud will take care about all the updation, any patchwork from the software. No need to concentrate here. The work will be reduced. Okay, anything that is taken care by cloud provider. Okay, guys. Now tell me how many categories are there in software as a service? Mainly infrastructure as a service. Infrastructure means hardware things like storage, processing capabilities, network. All these things comes under infrastructure. Platform as a service means both hardware as well as software. But coming to the software as a service means it will provide only software from the cloud, guys. It will provide only software from the cloud, guys. Clear, guys? Okay. With what is the advantage, guys? All these clouds, the main is cost effective one and dynamicness. Okay, from anywhere you can access these services. Okay, from anywhere you can access these services with the help of internet and browser. Just these two things is enough to access those services from the cloud. Okay, providers, guys, software as a service providers, salesforce.com. Okay, one of the cloud provider. Next, Microsoft Office 365. If you went for this cloud Microsoft Office 365, guys, it will provide the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all these capabilities to you. Okay, those softwares will be installed in the cloud, but you are able to access those services. So you are able to access those services. For how many days you have used, those many days only you have to pay. After that, no need to pay that. Okay, the next one is Amazon Web Services. He's the giant. Every service is provided from him. Okay, infrastructure, platform, like software as a service also provided from Amazon Web Services, guys. Okay, clear? He's the giant in the cloud computing. Okay, this is a full details related to the infrastructure, software as a service, and platform as a service, guys. Write it down, guys. Okay, it may be useful for you. Here, infrastructure as a service, particularly we use EC2. Write it down. Meanwhile I will explain. EC2 will comes under Elastic Compute Cloud, guys. EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud. Okay, it will comes under infrastructure as a service. Okay, it will provide the software processing capabilities, storage capabilities, all the things related to hardware will be provided from the Amazon Web Services in the form of EC2. Okay, it will provide the virtual clients, guys. Coming to the software as a service, here is the just example is Google Docs. We are using these Google Docs, right, for free. Okay, the next one is platform as a service, different. Okay, Google App Engine, that is a platform as a service. It will provide the complete services. Okay, that is cloud Google App Engine, sorry guys. Okay, likewise IBM also providing this infrastructure as a service. Okay, Cloudera, Hadoop, these are software as a services, guys. Salesforce, already told you, Salesforce is example from the software as a service. Okay, write this diagram, guys. Tell me number 2, after completion of this one, tell me, let's say. Okay, let us going for the next one, that is advantage of the cloud over the traditional distributed computing. Oh guys, okay, I won't tell you guys, you have to respond this one. Okay, already I told you the different things. Okay, one by one tell me. Okay, I will ask for with the number 2. Okay, whatever the person I have asked, they have to respond. Number 2 respond, Satsai. The next one is Dhanasai. The next one is Mohan Sai. Be ready for the points with your points. Okay, first Satsai, tell me.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir, not yes sir, I am asking the answer for that one. Okay, what is the advantage of the cloud over the traditional distributed systems? Number 2.
It is a on-demand computing, sir.
On demand, very good, super. Okay, Muthu. Okay, next one is Mohan Sai. Is there?
Sir, hello.
Yeah, tell me 41. Tell me what is the advantage of cloud?
Cost saving, sir.
Cost saving, very good, Mohan Sai. And the next one is మన బాబు ఉన్నాడా, పెద్దపాడు బాబు? ఎరా ధనసాయి ఉన్నాడా?
ఉన్నాడు సార్.
ఇంకా నగలే ఉన్నాడా? ధనసాయి బాబు కొంచెం ఒకసారి మ్యూట్ చేసుకుని మీరు మీ అమూల్యమైన వాయిస్ ని చెప్పగలరా, వాయిస్ తోటి?
సార్
Yeah, tell me. Okay, already Satsai told 1 point. Next one is Mohan Sai also responded with one answer. And what is your answer? What is the cloud advantage related to on the above distributed systems?
లేదు సార్, ఇప్పుడే వచ్చేసి
ఇప్పుడే వచ్చావా?
బయటికి వెళ్ళి వచ్చేసి.
Okay, first of all, cloud means it's a cost effective one, guys. Okay, we can use the resources from the cloud on demand basis. Okay, whatever, anytime if you want any storage capabilities, means we can go for the storage capabilities from the cloud on rental basis. For suppose you have used the storage facility for 100 days, for those 100 days only you have to pay the rental. Okay, after the one not one day, if we have released those resources, that means no need to pay for the 101 day, only you have to pay for 100 days only. It's a rental basis, guys. Okay, anything if you are using from the cloud, okay, that is not at all installed in your local system, that is installed in the cloud provider side. Cloud దగ్గర ఉంటుంది. Okay, not your local place. Okay, any updation, anything related to that, what is you are using from the cloud, that is taken care by the cloud provider, not by you. Okay, that's why it's a dynamicness. At any point of time you can release the resources, at any point of time you can add the resources. It's a cost effective one, guys. Okay, anything upgradation or patching, okay, or anything related to those, okay, services they are using from the cloud, you have to, that is taken care by the cloud provider, not by you guys. Understand? Okay, these are the advantages related to the cloud over the traditional system. Understand, Dhanasai?
ఎస్ సార్.
Okay, concentrate. Okay, okay, till now the third one is over, guys. That is Which one? We have discussing about system models of for distributed cloud computing. This one is over, guys. Okay, this is the third subtopic in the first unit. How many 5 topics subtopics are there in the first unit? Okay, third one is over. Let us going for the fourth one, guys. Okay, software environments for distributed system and cloud. Software environments for distributed systems and cloud. Here we will discuss about service oriented architecture. We already discussed some part related to the service oriented. This service oriented architecture, okay, the mainly we are using in the cloud, guys. It will provide the different services. Okay, we will discuss about the service oriented architecture, okay, in this topic. Okay, and the next one is trend towards the distributed systems. Trends towards the distributed systems also we will discuss. Okay, software environments for distributed systems and cloud. This is the main topic. In that we are going to discuss about service oriented architecture. SOA is a very thing service. Okay, and we will discuss about the trend towards the distributed operating systems, guys. Trends towards the distributed operating system. Okay, these things we will discuss. Let us start our discussion with the service oriented architecture, guys. Okay, guys, service oriented architecture. Before going to discuss about that one, we have to first discuss about the web services, guys. Let us start our discussion. Okay, understanding of service oriented architecture. Normally, guys, software as a service. What is meant by software as a service? Dhanasai? SaaS. Dhanasai. Okay, salesforce.com. This is a complete solution. Okay, provides a complete solution. It's one of the SaaS application. Likewise, TurboTax, it will provide the whole information related to the tax filling. It also comes under SaaS. Okay, it will provide the complete solution, guys. From some solutions, okay, we are going for the specific services, only specific thing. For example, guys, okay, like IRCTC website, if you want to know the for particular one train, okay, arrival and departure information, that is a specific solution. Okay, a specific service, we call them as a one web service. We call them as a one web service, guys. Okay, all of you understand, guys? One web service, what do you understand? So only specific thing. Okay, not complete solution. It only some part of that solution, some part of the solution. These different web services combined to form the overall solutions. Combined to form the overall solution. What is a web service, guys? It will provide a specific service, not complete solution. Specific service. How this web service will be executed, how these things internally work, let us see in the next class, guys. Let us see in the next class. Okay.